So Therese nicely provided last year what we did at Homecoming in 2012 and the previous year, because every alternate year we sponsor the Centennial Lunch, which is quite a bit more expensive than the Centennial Lecture. So this upcoming 2013 Homecoming is going to involve the Centennial Lunch. So if you want to look on the 2011 side, that's a nice $3,000 expense that we didn't have last year. And I don't remember how we were able to come up with the $3,000.
We charge $30 a ticket.
Okay.
For people to attend, and companies are able to sponsor tables.
Okay. So did we, so we met our lunch expenses through the ticket sales, but not necessarily all of the award expenses? Is that
We
what
were just $500 shy. And so altogether with the lunch and the barbecue, we were about $1,000.
Uh-huh. Okay, well.
So we did pretty good.
Yeah.
So Homecoming is coming up in November, next November 8th, 9th, and 10th. And we need you guys to please sign up or nominate somebody for alumni. Alumni, young alumni, distinguished alumni, and professors. And the information and the nomination forms are in the packet. And there's a list also of folks who have already made the awards.
Okay, so we have assigned committees working on those awards, correct?
Yes, there are committees working on those, but they need the nomination.
Are you here? Would you like to identify yourself? Aside from the graduate.
I can start. I am the chair of the Distinguished Alumni panel. And Chuck?
Right. I'm the chair for the Outstanding Young Alum Award panel. And we've both met thus far separately. And we collectively have about 10 candidates right now that we've started a process of finding folks to nominate the folks that we feel should be put their names out. And so 10 for the Distinguished Alum and 10 for Young Alum. And but that said, we're still seeking additional names. So we've had telephone conferences and meetings, but that's just been among folks that are on the panel. Now we're reaching out to you and others to see who you may want to nominate for those awards. Or if you know someone that knows someone, just pass along our information to them, please, and have them put their name before us, because this is an opportunity to recognize a lot of the good things that they've done for the industry and the community as a whole.
Yes, and there's some guidelines. I believe they're in the packet, right, Therese?
Yes.
For criteria. Basically, the young alumni have to be under 40. The distinguished alums don't necessarily have to be under 40. But these are people who have contributed to their profession, to the U of A, the department, have made significant contributions in that regard. And so there's a wide array of people who have graduated from here. Obviously, they have to be alumni. And we've lost contact with them. And so if any of you know any of these alumni that you feel are worthy of these awards, then please bring them forward. We won't have the nominations officially submitted until June 1st, but we'd like to have all of the names and all the nominees nominated by May 1st so that we have time to decide on the awards. So like Chuck said, it's still open. If you know of anybody, then please bring them forward. Also, the nominators need to be alumni as well, but then the people who have a second don't have to be alumni. So,
is somebody working on a Centennial Professor nomination or not? Is that you? That's.
We have a committee for it. We've advertised some. We've given a lot of Centennial Professors away, so unless I hear a name, we're not going to. These committees, for the first time, are actually going out and soliciting nominations, which is really a huge thing compared to the way we've addressed things in the past. just sitting back and waiting. So I really appreciate Chuck and Nathan really being proactive and trying to get out and talk to folks. The Centennial Professor, we typically get nominations for people in the past. And we have probably, I don't know how many in there, 10 or so? You have the list in front of you there. So we haven't been actively pursuing additional ones because we said, well, maybe it's time to sit back and see where we are and wait. So I did not form a formal committee unless we have a nomination. And then I'll get that group together because I think it's time to pause and say, all right, we've got a bunch of the faculty retired and our students faculty, so now let's sit back and see where we stand and see if we get people to step forward and make nominations.
Kevin, is this the time to talk about the number of awards that we want to give?
If you think it's appropriate, sure.
You know, that's been some topic of debate that we've had on the committees is, you know, how many Distinguished Young Alum Awards do we give and, you know, how many Distinguished Alum Awards do we give in a given period. So in the past, I think it's just been one young alum and three or four of the distinguished alums. So I want to kind of throw that out there. You know, there are a lot of young alums that seem to be doing a good job out there, and we have 10 names already on the list. And then we have 10 names for the distinguished alum also. You know, do we want to limit it to just one or, you know, up to 5? You know, I was thinking kind of 3 would be a good number for the young alum, but just wanted to throw it out there, perhaps discuss that for a few moments.
I was wondering if we kind of dovetail that into homecoming planning, since that's when we actually do things, and then there could be,
For the breakout session, you mean?
yeah, so maybe
It'd be a good breakout topic.
discussion about it that way.
I would say you can cover that in that breakout session as long as...
No?
No, I mean as long as you inform the panel members of what the kind of
So we-
consensus
yeah, then
is so
you
that we
make a
can
recommendation.
incorporate that into our decisions on the panel
Reports.
for the awards. Sure.
So.
If you wanna handle it, then that's
I
fine.
didn't really wrap up the treasurer's report.
Sorry, go
Which was
ahead.
fine. I think it's pretty straightforward that each year we're running behind about $1,000 or so. So, and we also usually get some really nice donations. I'm hoping we will start pretty soon, maybe soliciting monies for particular things instead of just not really doing a good effort of fundraising for this activity, and also just kind of saying, could you give us some money so we might do it more